I'm here so I don't get fined, man. That's all.
But go. I would actually like to see what Coach would say on this. How he would establish his teams as far as his offensive wise, or how he would try to establish his team and winning games. Like
I love to
I
hear
would
it.
like to hear that.
Wait, as far as the NFC East though, that's it.
Yeah, and the NFC East, throw that in there.
I'm old school, so I always look to establish the run. That's always a guaranteed with me. You got to be physical up front. Get into the trenches and move people from point A to point B. Once you establish the run effectively, you're going to force the defense to adjust and put an extra man in the box, which allows you to set a play action, which allows you to attack teams deep. So, in terms of my game plan, that's some of the things that I like to do. Now, in terms of my actual game plan, I also play games because I've done my scouting. So I know how a team's defensive backfield is, where their strengths are. I also see that, right off the bat, can I take a shot right downfield within the first two plays? This way, I'm telling the defense I'm coming downfield. So I'm forcing you to say, okay, well, we got to keep two back, which then allows me to go to my run game and, be physical in the run game. Because the run game, to me, is a mindset. It's about being physical. Because having played offensive line, having played defensive line, when you get in them trenches, you got guys punching, scratching, pushing, every nasty thing in conventional life that if you're out on the streets, you ain't gonna want somebody to do. And they're trying to take you from where you are and from your responsibilities and move you out of the way so the ball carrier can run right past you. So it's about what you instill up here in your players. So in a game, that's how I like to attack it. If you're talking about prepping to lead up to training camp and everything, weight room, get in the weight room, get your strength up, do what your strength and conditioning coaches are instructing you. I'm also talking to the strength and conditioning coach because that's also another important factor is that the strength and conditioning is going to work with their respective coaches, and they're going to know what type of drills to work with these players per se. Because if a team is more of a finesse and more of a pass happy, then maybe you're going to not work as much on your benching and your upper strength, and you're going to work more on your cardio and agility and things of that nature. So because you want your guys to be a little bit more athletic. So, but in the NFC East, it's about being physical, moving them from the point of attack, setting up that running game, so that way you can get good play action and you can attack a defense in many different ways. Growing up, my quarterback, Phil Simms, and he did not have elite receivers. Think about that. If you go back and you look in the 80s, he didn't have elite receivers. What did we have? A strong running game. And Phil was good in setting up the play action and attacking you and hitting the tight end and then hitting the receivers. So that's how I look at it.
That's a fact. That's how I look at it too, Coach.
Yeah, most definitely.
So my last question would be, would you rather Jackson Dart, when he does get in, be an efficient quarterback or a big play quarterback?
I'm always efficient. If you're efficient, we can win games. If you're not going out there turning the ball over, because I'm making sure my defense is good enough to give me multiple stops throughout the game. If my defense is holding people to 17, 13, 20, 22 at the most, if I have an efficient quarterback with a good receiver like Malik Neighbors and a good running game, I can beat you 24-20, 24-13, 24-10. You know what I'm saying? Efficiency is high on my board with a quarterback. That's just me. I'm not speaking for everybody on the panel.
Efficiency or big play? What you got, man?
If you have an efficient quarterback, you can have a big play quarterback as well.
That's
you can actually have both. Because if he's efficient, you're really forcing the defense and you're stretching him. Because he's going to hit the short pass, the intermediate, which is going to set up for you to be able to go over the top and make a big play that way. So if he's efficient, and when I'm saying efficient, you're hitting about 65 to
65, 70. Yeah.
If you're hitting that, you're forcing the defense to really cover, and especially if you're hitting them in the short to intermediate, you're forcing the defense to compress because now you can go over the top. So if he's efficient.
I asked that because I think that's what they're going to try to turn Dart into. They're like, we know you could throw deep. We know you could throw intermediate. We're going to teach you short. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, he never. Well, he did have to do short, but it was more screens at Ole Miss.
So now it's the quick game.
I just have issues with any quarterback coming out of a Lane Kiffin offense because they haven't been successful. So I'm not saying the kid doesn't. Please do not think I'm saying the kid doesn't have talent. He has talent, but they're doing the right thing and letting him sit. So let him sit, let him learn. So he's not going out there. He's not getting rattled or anything of that nature. And then you can progress from there. It's just like I said, when you're in a Lane Kiffin offense. I mean, Matt Corral and Sam Darnold are two that come to mind, and we all know that those guys, and then
Sam Darnold just got lit. He just got lit.
Exactly. He got with a coach who knew how to coach him up the right way.
So you saw when John Gruden told him what to do at the snap? How to get people off sides and what to do? Yeah. So I was like, okay, he can learn. Yeah.
Exactly. So
what about you, NYG?
Yeah, I think Jackson Dart, to be honest with you, and people ain't gonna like me saying this, but I think you gotta run what they ran or some version of what they ran in 2022 with Daniel Jones in order to get the most out of Jackson Dart, because you're gonna want to incorporate a lot of RPO, which is what Brian Daboll wants to do anyway. RPO, you start getting that defense to come up a little bit with the run game. That's why I think the Giants are going to be a run team, and they need to be a run team. You got that type of quarterback. If you really want to play with these boys in the NFC East, think about the types of quarterbacks Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts is. You know what I'm saying? RPO quarterbacks. So Jaden Daniels is more of a passer. Jalen Hurts more of a runner. Maybe you can get the mix between the two. Somebody who can pass, run, do a little bit of both. I think that in itself is how they need to play. Don't put this complex passing scheme on this kid. Let him do what he do. RPO, boom. You take some deep shots now. You got neighbors. Hopefully your offensive line can hold up. I think that is the formula for the New York Giants to win. And it's what fits this division. It's how you're going to win in this division. Can Jackson Dart do that? Yes, I can. I think he can do that. But he has to be developed. This is very, very key. If some people want Brian Daboll out of here, the best scenario is for Brian Daboll to be here for the long term to get the most out of your quarterback, because he's not the type that I think if somebody else comes in here, they're going to be sold on Jackson Dart. This is Daboll and Shane's quarterback. They have to see this thing through, whether Giants fans like it or not. If you like Jackson Dart, you gotta like Brian Daboll and Joe Shane being here with him to see this thing through. But I think you do need to play that run RPO style, and I think Jackson Dart can do that. They gotta develop it though, bro. They got to show something on this coaching staff. And I think if you just let Mike Kafka be the offensive coordinator. Why can't Mike Kafka be the offensive coordinator?
For real.
Chat. It's 103 of y'all in the chat, whether you commenting or not. If you want to go steal this, what y'all do, and put it on your own show. Can Mike Kafka be the coordinator for Jackson Dart? Can we have that happen?
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Brian Daboll involved with this shit. I need Brian Daboll to coach the team. Let Mike Kafka
know what he's doing.
Let him develop Jackson Dart from like he helped Daniel Jones, like he helped Tommy DeVito. Like, let this dude coach. We spoke to him personally at the Senior Bowl. This dude can coach. I watched him get the most out of a college. I watched him get the most out of some of these college kids at the Senior Bowl, at the Shrine Bowl the previous year. Mike Kafka can coach, man. Y'all sleeping on Kafka.
Under Andy Reid for 3 years. Come on.
Yes, this dude can coach, man. Let him be the offensive coordinator. Let him develop Jackson Dart. You know, I want to see that, man.
You know what impressed me about Kafka the most? And then I'm going to let Coach go real quick. You know what impressed me about Kafka the most, man? Is he came from the Chiefs system, and he really built his own system for Daniel Jones. He built his own system. That was something that Daniel Jones, you've never seen Daniel Jones in, and he built the system for the run game, which the Chiefs weren't known for when he came over. And he built a system that allowed Daniel Jones to use his talent the best way that you use Daniel Jones. I do believe Kafka is the best person to call plays for his team, and I am with the chat too. Matt Kafka is a head coach, man. I think people really gravitate to him and take what he says because they know he has their best interests in mind. I don't have to be a certain type player for me to be included on the team. He can use me the way I can be used. So, I mean, but go ahead, Coach.
Well, and what, Jay, I just wanted to ask you because you said let Kafka coach and let Kafka coach and let Dable be the quote unquote head coach. Okay. Yeah. But you're not talking about play calling game day. Am I correct? Like kind of like
Kafka.
That needs to be Kafka. That needs to be Kafka.
I'm asking what I just want to know.
I want him to be I want him to be the
game day play caller.
Yeah, and I want him to be, I want him to help develop the quarterback specifically.
I'm with you, NYG. I'm with you, NYG.
I feel like, and I've seen this in person, Coach. This guy does well with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What was some quarterbacks on that team? He had balling, Pat, Tyler Elzheimer.
Yeah.
Yo, this dude was balling with coaching.
Well, I know Kafka can coach.
Tyler Shuck was balling with Kafka.
Kafka proved that he can coach because look at where did he come from and who was the quarterback there, and he contributed into his development. So I'm not saying he can't coach. My biggest thing was the play calling, because as an OC during the course of the week, the head coach, even though people don't understand this, the head coach still is going around from the different meetings and doing everything, and so the OC and the DC are really the ones who develop the game plan. Now they will talk to the head coach and get his thoughts because he's looked at the film, but the actual plays, the situational plays, the OC is the one that develops it. And that's why, like, if you look at Kansas City, Andy Reid is usually calling what his OCs have called. Now he'll give them his input, but they're the ones that develop the plan. If we're in the minus 30 and it's in the second quarter at this time, we're on this hash, we're going to run this play, or we're going to have these sets of plays to run from. They're the ones that set those up for the play caller, whoever it is. So that's why I wanted you to clarify for me what you were saying in terms of, is it more play calling, or is it just you want Dable to just be the head coach? Don't worry about anything else. Be the head coach and let your coaches coach. Because some of the biggest things a head coach does, especially a first-year head coach or a first-time head coach.
I think is going on in that building, Coach? Not to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
A game plan throughout the week is, I believe, the way it went, because I did it when I was coaching little league and summer high school, is the head coach tells you, based on his film watching that other team, a game plan that he wants built in order to beat that team. And then the coordinators come up with that game plan. And then in the middle of the week, after their practice and everything, if any tweaks need to be made, if he sees that any tweaks need to be made, they'll come together and be like, okay, I need this to happen on third downs because they're very good on third downs. What plays do you have? And what plays do we have in our playbook that can take advantage of this? Okay, let's add that to the game plan this week and let's practice that on Thursday, the little nuances that we have getting ready. And then Friday, I believe, is the walkthrough, or Saturday is the walkthrough. And I think that's the way it should be. But me personally, I just think it's really Dabo. I don't think Kafka has anything to do as far as forming the offensive game plan when it comes to the plays and everything. I'm gonna be really honest with these past 2 years. You can't convince me that Kafka had anything to do with the game plan going into these games the last 2 years. You can't convince me of that.
So you're saying Daboll should let when it's his time, let Jackson Dart to Patrick Mahomes with Kafka?
You said what?
When it's Dart's time, you should just let Kafka and Dart, Patrick Mahomes and Reed.
What I think Daboll wants too much control because he wants the credit for being an offensive genius.
So that's why I said Kafka and Dart should be Patrick Mahomes and Reed, like when they call plays, like in here. Yeah, I agree.
Kafka was the passing game coordinator, so he had ability of making passing play calls and everything with the Chiefs. What I truly believe is going on is Daboll has his plan, and Kafka is just sitting there and be like, okay, well, according to what you want to do, this play might work.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think he's able to be an offensive coordinator. I know coach might disagree, but I don't think Kafka has really anything to do with the game plan because it shows it's dramatically different from what it was in 2022. Dramatic.
Right.
Well, Pat, again, that's why I said you go to the head coach and you find out what they want to do. Because why I say that, you're saying it's Daboll's play call system play calling that's being set up. But what I'm saying is because that's so much to develop a play calling system for a game takes a lot of time. And if Daboll is doing that, then he's to be honest with you, he's being derelict in his duties as the head coach because you have other responsibilities that you have to do. Yeah. Now, is he telling Kafka what he wants? Is what I'm saying, and I think we are saying the same thing. It's just that, you know what, Daboll is, and like I was alluding to initially, I said as a first-time head coach, the biggest mistake you make is you take too much control and you try to put too much power of what you're trying to instill in the whole organization instead of sometimes trusting the coaches that you have, telling them what you're looking for and let them do it. So I get what you're saying in terms of Daboll. Yes, I agree. Daboll is putting too much of himself in the offensive development of the plays, but the actual during the week of putting all the plays together on the play sheet and all of that, no, I think that is Kafka. He's just doing what
putting plays on the play sheet, but you have no control of what plays. You're just picking the plays that Daboll told you to get and just put them on the sheet and be like, "You like this, Daboll?"
Yes.
Okay, cool. Give me the sheet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Me personally, I'm letting my offensive coordinator create a scheme based on what I have seen with these other teams because I have to be a film coordinator for both sides of the ball.
Exactly.
I have to be able to go into my defensive room and be like, look, these dudes here on offense, Joe Burrow and them, they do this on third downs. Create me a scheme to where we can stop that on third downs. And if they tweak it, which I think I know which they will tweak it when we start to stop it, I want you to put this in there in place too. So that'll be an audible for my middle linebacker when they start to try to go to the other thing that they do on third downs when you stop this. And then when you stop that, they may do this. And so I put this in place. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, no, I agree with you. And that's
what a head coach is to me.
Supposed to do. Yes, the head coach is supposed to do that. He's supposed to sit there. He's supposed to give his input. He's supposed to let his OC and DC and special team coordinators set up the game plans. He's supposed to also allow his other coaches, the positional coaches, to give their input on what they're seeing because they're watching film. And then you also, which most people don't understand and don't know, is you talk to your quarterback. What plays are you looking for? What plays do you like? I know you watch the film. And your middle linebacker, or your key play caller on the defense, wherever it is, whether it's safety or a linebacker, what are you seeing? What do you like? What do you don't like? Talk to me. And then you incorporate. That's where I think the coordinators are more important because they're going to be able to deal with those positional players because that's their side of the ball. And that's what I'm getting at in terms of, to what your point, Pat, Dable is putting too much of himself into the offense instead of, after.
It's all about the offense. Why do you think he always scapegoats his defensive coordinator?
Yes. And a good head coach develops your coordinators to move on because that's a reflection of you. That is a reflection of you, and you always want that. I mean, people don't want to hear that, I want continuity or this and that. No, I want to develop my coaches because if I have good positional coaches, I want to elevate them to a coordinator position. So this way, and when their time comes, they move on. And if I have a league full of all my former coordinators,
I'm going to the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Andy Reid. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
Tom Coughlin, all those guys. Man, those 49er staffs back in the day, those Packers staffs back in the day with Mike Holmgren.
The Giants back when Parcells was the head coach.
Yeah, Parcells has a tree out there. So you get Sean Paytons and people like that when you're really being an actual leader. I think we have a guy that has an ego and wants all the credit. And that's just going against yourself because people like Andy Reid don't have to do that because they're just that good.
Exactly.
And he has the up. Why you think he always got a dope defensive coordinator that can handle all that stuff by themselves? Because Spagnuolo can handle that. You're not as good as a play caller as Andy Reid. You're not on that level. That's what he wants to be. Or Sean McVay. I know Sean McVay is not going over there to the defense all the time telling the defense what to do. He has faith in his defensive coordinator. But I know he has some say. He focuses on the offense, but he does go over to the defense and say a couple of things. And he allows his offensive coordinator to do what he wants to do as far as the game plan that he wants to get out there. You know what I'm saying? Then you have certain coaches that are totally CEO. Like I believe my guy over there with the Lions, Dan Campbell. I think he's a total CEO. He doesn't have a specific side of the ball that he specializes in, but guess what? He specializes in getting mofos ready to play. That's what he specializes in. Iron fist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to listen to me because I'm that dude and I know what wins games. And my offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator is going to put you in the right position, listen to what they say, and I'm going to oversee what's going on. That's the type of coaches that I like. I know NYG like those type of coaches. I don't. And most defensive coaches are like that. You see what I'm saying? Most defensive coaches are like that. It's those hotshot offensive coordinators that get you messed up. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of defensive coaches are like that. They're just commanders, per se. But NYG, I know it's getting late in the stream. You got anything to say on this section here? Man, we done talked so much, NYG done left. But listen, a CEO head coach is just what I would be. And I don't know if it's the correct way to coach. I don't know if it's the wrong way to coach. I just know it is a way to coach. And the way Brian Daboll is doing it right now, wanting the credit, because for some reason he wants that credit of being an offensive guru. He does. You can look at him and tell it. You can look at him in his meetings and tell it. But you're not on a team that allows you to do that. You see what I'm saying? You're in an NFC East where it's CEO head coaches. Dan Quinn, even a goofy dude over there with the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Dallas Cowboys. Their head coach is what you say always hold them back, right? Because he always gets a head coach that could be controlled. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can laugh. I mean, people can laugh at the style that I'm saying, and you got to be offensive wise, get with the times, old man, or whatever you want to call us.
Oh.
Nah, it ain't old. It's what works.
We got ages.
That's exactly
now.
what he needs to do.
Here now, bro.
Right.
Man, listen.
I just think a CEO type head coach is what you need in the NFC East. You can get away with that in certain divisions, like the NFC South, having an offensive-minded coach because they don't play no defense over there anyway.
Well, I'll say this, Pat. It depends on the coach, though, because
I was gonna say real quick, Coach, is Nick Sirianni a CEO head coach? Is Dan Quinn a CEO head coach?
I say yes to both.
Yep. Oh yeah. Definitely Nick Sirianni. What? Man, look.
Sirianni's like Barry Switzer.
Exactly. But he's a CEO head coach. He's not a very good one, but the talent is so immense on that squad. You know, shit, I could go out there, head coach the Eagles, and we'll win and get to the playoffs.
It's almost like on autopilot.
Right.
Yeah, it's really like driving by itself, man. So
we're gonna get to on the money or out of pocket here. And then we're gonna wrap the show up. Now, man, I'm telling you, with this New York Giants team, it's gonna be a lot of things coming out. There's a lot of optimism going around with the New York Giants. Strangely enough, because they didn't make a certain move that people not go back. Now all of a sudden everybody's happy. Yeah, let's go Giants. We're gonna kick some ass and shit. We still getting people that get out of pocket from time to time, and we gotta check them over here. Or they may be on the money. Before we do that though, I need you guys to go check out Heart of the City. Me and Coach are back, man. Dope show Wednesday. Got another one coming up. You don't want to miss. Knicks fans, Net fans, Jets fans, any Et fans, show up. Any college fans, show up. WNBA fans, show up. Because we're cooking over there. Heart of the City, Wednesday nights. Tune in.
Ricey K, the Raisin Man.
All right. Here we go. Y'all know what time it is.
Hey, shout out to Alfred for coming on the show, man.
Salute.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Definitely,
Salute.
man. Appreciate having you on the show. Now, like I said, it's not always gonna be Giants related. I just grab shit I see, and I want to ask y'all on the money out of pocket. Jaden Daniels, Joe. Shout out to Joe. Jaden Daniels, 2024 production is nearly identical to Kyler Murray's average season in the exact same offense. Of course, we're talking about the Cliff Kingsbury offense, who was the coordinator for Kyler Murray, or the head coach for Kyler Murray, now the offensive coordinator for one Jaden Daniels. Same system, same stats, despite Washington's crazy easy schedule. Food for thought. It's Joe out of pocket comparing Jaden Daniels to Kyler Murray. I think this is a good one. Y'all let me know. On the money or out of pocket? Jaden Daniels production exactly the same as Kyler Murray, but everyone's saying Jaden Daniels is a top 5 quarterback. While a lot of people are questioning whether or not the Cardinals were smart for giving Kyler Murray the contract.
I'm going to give you an answer that will be a first on the money or out of pocket. TBD, to be determined, because that is an absolutely great analysis. Those things are very identical. And Jaden Daniels had the advantage of being a rookie, not knowing what he can do, and a very easy schedule. So you're going to have to see what he does coming up in his next season. So yeah. You're going to have to see.
Ghost, what you think, man? On the money, out of pocket?
Nah, man, TBD. Like Pat said, I couldn't agree more. Exactly what I was thinking, because this is Jaden Daniels' rookie season. We got to give him a couple years to see if it balances itself out, so to say. Because you could look at the stats and be like, yeah, they're similar, but we're basing this off of 1 year. Just, give it like 2 more is all I'm saying. So, yeah.
Coach, on the money or out of pocket? Comparing Jaden Daniels to Kyler Murray.
That's not what I'm reading out of this. And that may just be me, because based on the wording, Jaden Daniels' 2024 production is nearly identical to Kyler Murray's average season in the same exact process.
I'm asking you the question. That's why this is on the money or out of pocket. I'm saying, is it on the money or out of pocket?
I think it's on the money.
Comparing. There you go. There you go.
I mean, same system, same stats. Heck, both Heisman Trophy winners. I mean, if you want to
talk about it.
I mean, the only difference is Jaden Daniels is taller than him. That's about it.
It's like X is hating on us again.
Yeah, I see. We almost done with the show though, so let's let.
I mean, maybe it's just me. So,
but so I'm gonna say I agree with Coach. I think it's on the money. I think it's on the money because you gotta understand it's the same system, same coach, same style of quarterback. Now, will he have the same career as Kyler Murray? No, I think Kyler Murray didn't have a lot around him. It wasn't the right situation, I think, for Kyler Murray coming into his moving forward past his rookie season. Of course, what happened over there with Kingsbury and everything, but I think this is on the money comparing the two, because somebody did something similar I think about a year ago with Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence, and it kind of turned out to be on the money again.
I remember that one.
Trevor Lawrence ain't that dude. You know what I mean? But we shall see. We shall see. Now, let's get to the next. All right. So here's a little giant stuff for you guys. This is what I like to see. Our wide receivers don't gotta feel awkward no more. So everybody talking about the swag and the aura of Jackson Dart. You see him throwing up the bull horns in there at the Kentucky Derby with Wan'Dale Robinson. Jackson Dart trying to show a little swag here. Is Jackson Dart and this fan base on the money for allowing Dart to kind of show his swag, but downing Malik Neighbors and Sanders? Same situation. Jackson, I've seen a lot of stuff with Jackson Dart. I mean, the bullhorns, the chain, the glass, the ring. You know, he has aura. The receivers don't have to feel awkward. The receivers don't have to be, don't have to be in a shell no more. Is this on the money, or is it out of pocket for? What I'm saying is for this to be okay with Jackson Dart. A lot of people are celebrating this type of things when they negatively put it in the media when other people do this. Strangely enough.
I'm gonna say this. Just out of pocket. Not on the kids though. Not on Jackson Dart.
I mean, I'm talking about the fans. That's why I worded it. I said the fans.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting to. It's out of pocket for the fans to say all that stuff that they said about Shedeur Sanders, but allow him to do this and not say anything about it. It's out of pocket on them. It's on the money with the quarterback and the receivers. I do think the receivers will be able to come out a little bit more as far as being more expressive and everything on what they want to do. But it's not like Daniel Jones is the type of quarterback that was just stopping them from being them. He just wasn't good enough to run the system that they had over there with the Giants. And he wasn't good enough on the field. But they're going to express themselves regardless. Can he match their energy? Yes. If you want to say that, yes, he can match their energy. I told you, this dude's Jekyll and Hyde. It's different on the field than what he will be in those meetings and everything. They will have him trained to be the Giants quarterback at the podium, but he will go out there and play a certain way. That's why I'm saying I want to see what John Mara does with this kid, where you allow him to be him on the field. He's going to do everything he's supposed to do off the field, but him being on the field, you got to let him be him. But Giants fans are way out of pocket because of Shedeur Sanders' backwards hat and him showing his watch was out of pocket to y'all. There's no way you should allow him to put pictures out there like this and not say anything bad about it. So Giants fans are out of pocket, but the players, they on the money, man. I think they're going to match each other's energy.
Ghost, on the money or out of pocket, man. These Giants fans, they love this from Jackson Dart, but they hate it from Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors getting slack now too, and of course, one Shedeur Sanders, who we've talked about over here.
Yeah, I'm also a little worried with Malik Neighbors, especially with that interview the other day with the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I think that might be get blown out of proportion. Just give it a little time. But that being the case, I'm actually on the money with it, man. It's to be expected from the Giants fan base. They've been crying and complaining about having a quarterback that can, have the swag, have the aura. I mean, I can't really be mad because I'm kind of in that same boat, although, I would have rather had it under different circumstances. But not to get too crazy into that, it's on the money for the fans specifically because, they've been crying about this quarterback situation for God knows how long. Even since, the late days of Eli over here at the Giants. So on the money for the fans. And, despite the situation, I gotta say I like to see my receivers, getting some kind of repertoire, some kind of camaraderie with their quarterback. So despite, I say all this to say silver lining, on the money with the fans and on the money with the players. So
what about you, Coach? How do you feel that this comes off? This is it on the money or out of pocket? On the money. You muted.
Sorry. In terms of the vitriol comments towards Shador, I mean, they're all young kids. I mean, most of the ones who are complaining, they're older and they forget. What were you like at 19, 20, 21, 22 years old? You know, you were wet behind the ears. You smelling a little coochie. You feeling good. Then now you get to the NFL, you get some money, whatever the case.
And that what matters most, Coach. That's what matters most. These are young men here we're talking about. Let's keep that in mind, folks. Please.
I'm even going to take it even further. It's hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
It's hypocritical for you want to attack Shador Sanders, but it's okay for him to, you know, show his personality, because that's how I take it. It's showing their personality. Yo, do you be who you are? Me, if I don't like it, all right, fine. I just have to adjust to it, because if you're on my team, I'm gonna root for you to be successful. I may not have to like it, but you know what? Are you bottom line? Here's scratch all that other shit. Excuse me, but scratch it all. Are you going out there in the field and are you producing? If you producing, I don't care what you do other than going out there breaking the law, raping women and children, killing somebody, you know, things like that. I don't care. You wear your hat backward. I used to wear backwards hat back in the day when I had short hair. Yeah, I used to have short hair, y'all. Trust and believe. I mean, you know, used to have the big gold chains with name plates, 4 and 5 finger rings. So what? They doing their thing right now. This is the time. Leave them alone. You know, look. As one of my all-time faves always said, don't sweat the technique.
There you go. Don't sweat the technique, man. Giants fans, leave the kids alone and do as to others as one do to you. However they say that saying.
Do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
Do unto you, yeah. So again, you know, you was a kid at one point, you know, wearing your hat backwards. You know, I had some fly shit too.
We all did.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would have been doing the same thing.
Depending
like
on the circumstances, you still rocking your hat backwards. Like if the thing is, if the flap is getting in your way, you gotta let me lock in. You know,
Right.
so okay.
You have locks. I would have a baseball hat. Trust and believe.
Leave the kids alone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's out of money. It's out of pocket for real. These Giants fans are out of pocket. Most of them, or some of them anyway. All right, this one is pretty cool. So apparently, Philly GM Howie Roseman, called Washington GM Adam Peters looking to make a deal, and he was not met with the warmest, or I should say the best reaction. So let's take a listen real quick and see what he said. Can y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, buddy. How we doing? Yeah, it's a tradition. Giving trades. Any interest in a small move back? Let's see. So there's an in-division tax. He really didn't want to do a trade with me.
So, an in-division tax is what Howie Roseman was told when he called Adam Peters to try to make a trade. Nah, son. Yeah, we taxing you. Said he ain't want to make no deal. Adam Peters is Adam Peters out of pocket for saying nah. It's an in-division tax on a trade, even though it's your division rival, or it's Howie Roseman out of pocket for even trying to trade in the division. And I hate the Eagles for doing that. Y'all some scumbags. Never trade with the Giants, but you always want to make deals with the Redskins, the Commanders, and the Cowboys to try to screw us. So yeah, Howie Roseman, this what you get.
Goofies.
Shout out to Adam Peters.
Goofies.
I think it's on the money, but y'all tell me.
Adam Peters is definitely on the money, and it's about damn time. For some reason, Howie Roseman gets the most greatest trades possible and everything. It's time for Adam Peters. I mean, not Adam Peters, but Howie Roseman to start going through some of the other things these other GMs go through. Like, he's had it easy peasy for like the past 7 years. And I'm glad Adam Peters told no, there's an in-division tax.
Yeah.
I'll accept the trade.
Pay for it.
If you and the Chargers have the same thing on the board, I'm always going to go with the Chargers. You're going to have to give me more to get the player that you want because we're in the same division. Why the hell would you trade within your division? I've never understood that. Why would I give you the pieces to make yourself better to whoop my ass? And I got to see you twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. Make it make sense. It's about time somebody did this to Howie Roseman. And shout out to Howie Roseman because he's been doing a very good job for what he's been
still trying.
Yeah. So let's start making these dudes earn a little bit of their weight because if you continue to let him do this, he's going to continue to whoop your ass. That's just a fact, man. Own the money. This is one of the best own the monies here. Own the money. Thank you, Adam Peters, because if I was on that phone, it would have been a whole different, man, you get the fuck off my phone. I'm fucking talking to you, Howie. But he ain't gonna have to be that way, Howie. I'll come to Philly. You're playing with me. Get off my phone, man. You giving up 3 first round picks? Maybe we can talk if you giving up 3 first round picks. Get your bitch ass out of here, man.
That's a fact. About somebody stood up to his goofy ass. But yeah, man, I'm the money for Peters and specifically out of pocket for Howie Roseman, man. Like, sit your goofy ass down.
Right.
Enough's enough. It's about damn time somebody puts you in your place. And I say that respectfully because I'm not a hater, but I am a hater. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a hater.
I hate them guys.
I'm not a hater. I hate them dudes.
Team.
I don't hate the players, the organization. I hate them. I hate the city. But we ain't even gonna get into all that. But yeah, he out of pocket, man. And yo, I wish we could zoom in because I think he still got that knot on his skull from the celebration at the parade. If you look at it close, I'm glad somebody clocked his ass. Not, you know, I don't wish violence not like that, but you know, man, Philadelphia fans is wild, bro. They different. They just, man, they all out of pocket down there. But yeah, man, for sure.
Way out of pocket.
Crazy. Way out of pocket. Yeah, you got it.
Man, what these Eagles doing, bro? They on the money out of pocket.
I thought the tax was standard practice, man. I mean, I thought that was going all the way back to the 70s. I mean, if you're asking me, you know, is it out of pocket to? I don't know. To me, it's standard practice. I mean, you know, if you trade in division, you're gonna pay more. That's all sports. It's all sports. Yeah, I know. I'm alluding to you, NYG. I'm alluding to you, so you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, the tax is real. I mean, come on. I mean,
it's the cost of doing business, right? That's just what it is.
You gotta pay to play. You gotta pay to play. Now you remember.
You gotta look me out first.
If you go remember, you go in the corner and you talk to the little shorty. You know she don't want you. You gonna pay, like you said, as Go said, you gotta pay to play, baby. Yeah, come on now.
You gotta give it the Birdman hands, the hand rub, like.
Remember, these scumbags traded in the division with Dallas.
Yeah.
Some years ago to screw the Giants. That's why I'm glad Adam Peters, who is new to this division, only been here 1 year, is saying enough of this crap. We ain't doing this shit no more. You taxing y'all.
What?
3 first round picks. I don't care what round it is. Give me 3 first round picks.
At minimum. All right, we're gonna get to our last one. This one we're gonna come back to the Giants. Giants GM Joe Shane. This is that same article I read to y'all earlier from Ralph Vacchiano, but I want to point out a specific part of this article. Y'all can go read it if you want to. Right now on Fox Sports, the Giants are not set up for a better year. Dable, this guy again. Multiple sources have said is absolutely convinced that the quarterback has been the main source of their troubles over the past few years. One team source said he believes even competent quarterback play would have made the Giants a 500 team last year. Even though you can't be 500 no more, you either up or down because of the odd number of games. But anyway, now that he has a chance to prove it again with an aging but still productive former Super Bowl champion in Russell Wilson at the helm, and he gets to develop a potential future star here too. My question is Brian Dable out of pocket for saying that the quarterback has been the main source of the troubles over the few years? And is he out of pocket for saying better quarterback play? Remember, they picked the quarterback. But anyway, better quarterback play would have made the Giants 500 or better last year. Or 500 team last year. I'm going to say better because you can't be 500. Say they was 9-8. Is this on the money out of pocket? Y'all talk to me.
Well, we go 3-14. So that means we would have had to win what? 6 more games? Get out of pocket. First and foremost, better scheme would have had us 500 last year. That's the only reason why I'm saying he's out of pocket. Yeah, better quarterback play would have made a difference. But scheme last year, culture last year, better ownership last year would have had us at 500 at least. So yeah. Yep, same QB won him coach of the year. Guess what? The scheme was different that year. You see what I'm saying? So out of pocket, man, out of pocket. Go ahead, go.
What you think, Ghost?
Man, super out of pocket. It's just all the way around. Super out of pocket. Because, like, you know, as I said earlier, can we trust Brian Dable to, like, develop this kid? For me, no, we can't. I don't want him nowhere near Jacksonville, honestly. He needs to pull back and, like, Kafka take the reins as far as, like, the offensive, like, stuff is concerned. I just, out of pocket, man. And like Elon said it perfectly, the same quarterback that gave you coach of the year, he's no longer here. So, you know, super out of pocket.
Coach, is Brian Dable out of pocket for saying the quarterback has been the main source of their troubles over the past few years? Now, we don't have to mince words here, Coach, with me, because this is what the article literally said, word for word. So,
yeah,
I know. You reading the article.
Said the main source of their troubles over the past few years.
No, I'm going to make buddy to be determined. Very simple. Because I don't know. Because right now, if he goes out there and he wins, it's going to prove he's going to prove his argument. It is going to prove his argument. We can sit here and say it's out of pocket and all this and that right now, but if he goes out and he wins, then is he wrong? Right now, it's to be determined for me.
Yeah, that's good because he go out and wins. He can literally say it was all Daniel Jones. The whole team
how
changed
many
everything.
people sit there and say, you know what? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I know
people are definitely going to believe him if he wins.
I know what Pat is saying about the scheme, and he and I are there in terms of a lot of the schematics. But if he goes out there and he wins with Russell Wilson,
hey man, I think they out of pocket, but I'm unpopular opinion sports. So, but again, like, I'm just coming back to Iman's comment, man. Shout out to you. The same QB won him Coach of the Year, sir. You saying 6 more games, Daniel Jones got you to 9-8, sir. So is the quarterback really the main source of your troubles? The main
With the worst roster. With a worse roster.
I think it's out of pocket. But again, if he wins, he could say, yeah, we got better quarterback play. But to what degree? Are you going to win 9 games like you did in 2022? If that's the case, then the quarterback ain't the main source of the issues. You were, sir.
Yeah.
So that's what we got to pay attention to, you, man. But this has been On the Money or Out of Pocket. If you like this show, if you like this segment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man, for the Aboriginal Sports Network, man, and pick your way over to Unpopular Opinion Sports. Hit the like for him, too, as well as Big Pat Sports Talk. Ghost Star with his brand new, fresh, smoking channel, putting that smoking content out there, man. And, of course, the one and only Mr. Coach Ed Gladney with Coach's Amazing World of Sports. Can't wait to watch Read and Attack back in action, man. Appreciate you, Coach, man. But that's gonna be all for us today, man. We can give our last comments as we wrap up the show. Chad, if you got anything you guys want to say, man, before we wrap it up here.
I'm gonna say this last thing about our head coach Brian Daboll. That was his last scapegoat attempt, and nothing else you can do now. That's his last scapegoat. So you're gonna put up or shut up this year, and he's the one that's on the hot seat. It's not Joe Shane. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Ghost, I want you to tell the people what you got cooking, man, and on Ghost Dogs mixtapes, man. Love the content, brother, man. Definitely, man. Let the people know, man, what you got going on, man, and let them know, man, about your brand new channel. It's 112 people in here, man. We want to get you out there, brother, man. I'm telling you, Ghost got some fire for your ass, man. Talk to him, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, NYG. You already know, man. Ghost Dogs Big Talk. That's Ghost with a 0. That's my main channel. You can go over there and check out my mixtape highlights, as I like to call them. Got a couple of some draft picks that we got going on. Darius Alexander just dropped today. Just, go take a look. Check it out. If you like it, stay tapped and tuned in. I got some more stuff coming out later on this week. Some personal commentary. I actually dropped a video today as well with some Keenan Allen commentary. Go check it out. Give it a like and subscribe. If you like it. Real simple mathematics, man. I'm on the road to 100 right now, so let's see, man. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. And thanks again, NYG, Big Pat, Coach. You already know. Salute.
Yeah, man. Thank you, brother, for just listening and learning, man, and being you, bro. I definitely appreciate you.
Always, man. And real quick, man, like the brother said earlier, man, like, your brothers do a lot, man. Like I said, like the one time, y'all inspired somebody to do something different, something for themselves. And I appreciate that, man, for real. And I can only see up at this point. So salute again, man. Thank you.
For sure, man. You already know. Coach, man, talk to him, man. What you got coming up, man? I know you got Read and Attack coming up, man. Give him a little preview, man. Tell him what you got planned.
Oh man, I forget half the stuff I got going on. I got
Coach, you ain't that old. Come on now.
I'm almost 60, bro. Stop it. I'm old. And I'm fine with it. I'm like fine wine, man. All right? I ain't no shame in my age, so.
Ain't that the truth? I hear that.
Okay, Read and Attack tomorrow. I got full court press on Tuesday with Man Cave and hopefully leave. And I'm sorry, WNBA, you stealing our idea, but all right, that's fine. Heart of the City on WNBA has a full court press show too. So Heart of the City on Wednesday, Thursday, Pick and Roll podcast. And then Saturday, the halftime coaching adjustment show. Just did the other one, the first one back yesterday was a great show. So trying to do more things, continue to get back out there. I'm working on being more consistent for you guys that have consistently supported me. I thank you. I appreciate everyone. So, Mr. Mara, we gonna get some damn cheerleaders, man. We gonna get some damn cheerleaders, man.
Right.
Something. Come on, everybody else got it.
You got some bad ones out there in New York.
Yeah, yes.
Come on, man. But real talk, seriously, man. New York Giants. I need another one, man. I need another one. All right, we number 5, so we can shut them that damn disgusting team from down south that needs to be blown up and kicked out of the league. Yeah, I'm back on it, man. Can't stand that damn team. Y'all can talk about Philly all you want. I can't stand that damn team, man. I wish I could.
I hate them both.
I wish I could just go to that stadium and just unzip and whip. That's all I'm gonna say. So I hate them. But my brother, who's a Cowboy fan, but I hate that team. So, but yeah, that's all I got, man. So,
yeah, man, definitely appreciate you, Coach, man. But
sorry.
Nah, you good. Aboriginal Sports Network, man. Shout out to the network. We are on our way to 500. Help us get there. Subscribe to the channel. Support the channel. Share the videos out. Like the videos. If you like them, like, share, do all that good stuff. One more note. If you are interested in becoming a content creator, please hit us up. Hit me up. Hit Pat up. Hit Coach. Hit Ghost. Hit somebody from the network up so we can get you in class and get you set up on how to do this content, man. Appreciate you, man. Coach.
Journalists also. Don't forget journalists.
Journalists also. If you are a writer, if you write articles or you're interested in writing articles, man, hit us up. Hit Coach up specifically. That is his department. He is our senior journalist, so definitely hit Coach up on Twitter or send him a message on YouTube if you can. Same thing with me. My Twitter link is in the link of the description of this video, as is the Aboriginal Sports Network link. So you know how to find us. Again, if you are interested in becoming a content creator or a writer for the Aboriginal Sports Network, or if you just want to start your own channel, or if you want to start your own blog, please hit us up, man. We would like to help you get there. You know, we got a dope class. We got dope people that know what they're doing. So definitely hit us up, man. If you are
first graduate on here, I think.
Yes. I don't want to spoil it though, because I want to give them a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So we got one more to go, Ghost, man. But you there, bro. You already know what it is, man. Definitely appreciate y'all, man. And until next time, man, you know, we're going to get out of here, but tune in next week for another edition of New York Giants Conversation. Next week, we are going to do the defense. We're going to go position by position for better or for worse. Look at this new Giants defense. Ooh, I know y'all hyped about that. So better stay tuned. Next week, we're going to get there and we're going to give it to y'all. Y'all already know how it is, man. Unfiltered and unpopular. Let's go. Till next time. See y'all later.
Peace.